I remember a client of mine from a few years ago. She was a very successful woman. She worked for a well-known company and she was used to being the boss. She was also highly critical. She was critical of me, her therapist, as well. She told me she didn't like the furniture in my office. She said it was hideous. She told me that she absolutely hated my shoes. She told me that she couldn't stand any more of my freaking questions. The reason she came into therapy was, as she put it, because others were being just impossible and lazy and she needed a quick strategy to get them to just stop complaining already. It quickly became apparent that she herself had major communication problems. She later told me in our next sessions that her employees had filed many complaints against her for being a bully. Her marriage was also falling apart and her 22-year-old son wanted nothing to do with her. So what do you think? Was she a confident woman, like she saw herself? Or was she arrogant and maybe even narcissistic? In this video, you'll learn what confidence is and how to become confident without being arrogant. Together, we'll bust 5 myths about confidence. And you'll also learn the secret ingredient to being confident. Without it, all the confidence in the world is basically useless. Hi, I'm Katja. I'm a psychologist and psychotherapist from Slovenia, and I'm here to help you skyrocket your self-esteem. So make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any of my new videos. So, was the client I mentioned earlier confident or just arrogant? First, let's look at what confidence even is. Confidence means that you believe in yourself. It means that you believe you can overcome life's challenges, and it means that you have a realistic view of your abilities. Confident people often make good first impressions. For more on how to make an amazing first impression, check out this video here. They're also better at dealing with stress, and they are better at gaining other people's trust. They usually have a positive attitude and are encouraging of others. Those who are arrogant or narcissistic, on the other hand, have a negative attitude and are discouraging of others. They also tend to brag and exaggerate their achievements to others. The client I mentioned earlier often did that. She would often say how she was the sole reason for the company's success. She would also often brag about how her advice or her words changed somebody's life. Arrogant people love talking about themselves and about how great they are. And they're also terrible listeners. It took my client and I a few months for us to actually start doing therapy and for her to realize that therapy was not a power struggle where she had to convince me that others were the problem, not her. So our next few months were spent learning how to listen. She started realizing that having flaws wasn't the end of the world and that it didn't mean that she was bad. Once she started seeing how her attitude affected others, she started making real progress. So at the start of our sessions, she wasn't actually confident. She was just arrogant. True confidence means knowing your flaws as well. It means having a healthy dose of self-criticism, and it means being able to learn from your mistakes. True confidence attracts other people, while being arrogant pushes them away and makes them feel excluded. Those who are truly confident don't compare themselves to others, while arrogant people feel threatened by the success of others. Confident people are able to enjoy their success and are able to be proud of their achievements and at the same time be happy for other people's success as well. So true confidence cannot lead you into arrogance, because being truly confident means being honest with yourself. It means owning up to your mistakes, it means learning from them, listening to others, and apologizing when it's necessary. So the idea that confidence will lead you into arrogance is just a myth. Another myth about confidence I see all the time is the belief that confidence is something static, something that you either have or you don't have, and it always stays the same. Confidence, the same as self-esteem, is not something static. You can feel very confident in one moment and then not so confident in the next. You can also feel different levels of confidence in different areas of your life. For example, I remember this client of mine. He was a librarian and he has been at his job for about 15 years. So he knew the work very well, he was extremely confident about his work and he enjoyed working there. But at the same time, his confidence was extremely low when it came to dating. Whenever he had a date, he became very nervous and he would often cancel the date because he was feeling so insecure. Many self-help books and so-called experts are promising you that you'll feel confident all the time. But the truth is, that's just not realistic. No one feels confident 100% of their time in all areas of their lives. For example, there are plenty of things that I don't feel confident about. Mostly those are things that don't really matter to me. For example, during my school years as a kid, I was learning 3 foreign languages: English, German and Spanish. I use English daily. While I still know some German, I mostly forgot Spanish. Aside from a few sentences that I learned as a kid when I was watching Spanish telenovelas. But those sentences won't really help me if I ever get lost in, let's say, Madrid or in Mexico City. So I don't have much confidence when it comes to speaking Spanish. And the truth is, I don't mind it. Even though Spanish is a beautiful language, I'm okay with not speaking it. So it's natural that there are many areas in your life where you may have zero confidence. And of course, there are areas in my life where I'm not okay with having low confidence. And I'm actively working on improving those areas and improving my confidence in those areas. And at the same time, I make sure that I don't let those areas define me or my worth. So confidence is not all or nothing. It's not something static. It's natural to have good and bad days. On your good days, you may feel super confident and happy with yourself. And on your bad days, you may be very self-critical, or you may be doubting yourself and wondering what you're even doing with your life. All that is natural. Another very common myth about confidence is that confidence makes you happy. Yes, of course, you can be confident and happy. And it's also true that if you're confident, you're more likely to feel good about yourself. But at the same time, being confident doesn't mean that you won't experience unpleasant emotions. Let's say you're mostly confident and then you get a call and you learn that a dear friend that you haven't seen in some time has passed away. Of course, you'll feel sad and maybe even heartbroken, no matter your confidence. I made another video about the importance of unpleasant emotions, and you can check it out here. So being confident doesn't mean that you'll be happy all the time. As much as we may wish, confidence doesn't make you immune to unpleasant emotions or stressful situations. We also tend to believe that confident people are very social. And that's another myth we're busting today. Confidence doesn't necessarily mean you're very social. Of course, you can be confident and be an extrovert. At the same time, you can be confident and be an introvert. Remember, having confidence means believing in yourself and in your abilities. And you can do that regardless of the fact if you're an extrovert or an introvert. And the last myth we'll be busting today is the idea that confidence is the same as self-esteem. So, as we said, confidence is about how sure you are of your skills and your abilities. Self-esteem, on the other hand, is about how you feel about yourself. It's how you see yourself on the inside, how worthy you feel. Confidence and self-esteem don't always go hand in hand. It's possible to have high confidence and low self-esteem. We see it most often with celebrities. They can be very confident and dance on stage, sing, act in front of millions of people, and at the same time are crippled by self-doubt and low self-esteem, which unfortunately can often result in addictions and so on. The client I mentioned at the start had a similar problem. When we dig deeper in our sessions, it became apparent that her self-esteem was actually really low. She believed that she needed to be powerful in order to be worthy. She believed she had to be above others, to be better than others, to be worthy and to feel okay. and she never allowed herself to just be who she was, to just let others see her for who she really was, not even her husband. So she tried to protect herself with arrogance and with power. In reality, she was deeply lonely. And as our sessions progressed, she slowly started opening up and letting those who were close to her actually see her. And it turned out that she was actually a very sweet and even kind person underneath all this arrogance and power. People usually find it easier to fake confidence instead of building true confidence and true self-esteem. So instead of working on their feelings of worthiness, which does require to dig a little deeper and it does take some time, they start acquiring external possessions in order to fill the emptiness inside. They hide behind their status, behind their money, behind buying endless spending, behind acquiring new possessions such as clothes, cars, and so on. They even hide behind relationships and behind sex. So the secret ingredient to feeling confidence is to build a healthy self-esteem as well. Without it, being confident won't mean much. So how can you become confident and raise your self-esteem? For building confidence, I suggest you download my free ebook called 5 Body Language Hacks for Instant Confidence. And for raising your self-esteem, I suggest you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the bell as well so that you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. And then I suggest you watch this video. It's about the secret to high self-esteem. And the most important takeaway from this video is this. Confidence and self-esteem is something that you can learn. No matter your past, no matter the experience you've had so far, no matter your childhood. Yes, it does take some time, but it's completely worth it. Start by taking small steps. For example, start by doing something nice just for yourself today. So as I've said, subscribe, and you're also very welcome to join my free Facebook group called Skyrocket Your Self-Esteem. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you soon.